Hey guys, it is the TurtleDork here again with a new review. This week I have for you Kong Skull Island. This movie has an incredible ensemble cast. Let's see if I can run this down. Let's see, we got Sam Jackson, we got John Goodman, Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, John C. Reilly, Jason Mitchell, Corey Hawkins, John Ortiz. I'm looking at the IMDb here. Just a lot of people, a lot of people in this movie. Toby Kebbell's another one. Great ensemble cast. So to give you kind of the basic premise, we have a group of scientists who are escorted by some soldiers right off the heels of the Vietnam War to go explore this uncharted island. And when they get to this island, they discover a whole lot of chaos. Now, this movie came out last week, so you guys have probably going to hear a lot of the stuff that have already been said about this film, and my feelings on this film pretty much kind of fall in line with probably everything that you have heard. Everything with Kong is absolutely fantastic. And I actually think Kong works as a character in this film. I liked a lot of his moments when he's really just by himself roaming the island. Granted, a lot of the fight scenes that he has in the film, especially with the skull crawlers, are pretty remarkable. But there are a lot of quiet moments that I think kind of harken back to the 2005 version with Peter Jackson that I thought really worked. Now, I think we could have had some better moments with that as far as with the human characters, which gets to my biggest flaw in this film, is that a lot of these characters, actually most of these characters, if not all, maybe, you know, for the exception of maybe one or two, are pretty two-dimensional. They're basically just cardboard cutouts. There's no depth, there's nothing really to these characters. It's kind of hard to really get invested into a film when these are the characters that we as an audience are supposed to be following as we venture into this island and are discovering all these different creatures. We really I think it would work a lot better if we were invested, if they would have given these characters a little bit more to kind of raise the stakes a little bit. Unfortunately, they don't really do that in this film, and I think that hurts the film slightly. But on the flip side of that, this movie delivers everything that you want it to deliver, because when you go into a film like this, you're not looking for deep characterization. Granted, I do understand that, but when we spend a lot of time with these characters, you want them to give us something a little bit more than what they gave us. But again, with that being said, I will have to say that to me, the standouts probably were John C. Reilly, and I would say Sam Jackson. They give a nice, interesting backstory to Sam Jackson, and it really carries over to his motivation when we get to Skull Island, as far as why he is going after Kong and why he's on this hunt to take this giant gorilla down. It may seem a little contrived or a little bit forced, but I think they definitely tried to do something interesting with his character. John C. Reilly, to me, is really the heart of the film, and they give him a lot to really, they give him a lot to do, as far as he kind of ends up being our guide on this island, so to speak, and he's a very, he kind of does his John C. Reilly thing that we see him do with Will Ferrell and kind of his other movies, kind of being like this kooky character, but ultimately they give his character some depth that really pays off at the end of the film. But again, the main attraction of this film ultimately is going to be Kong. And we get Kong in this movie, and we get a lot of Kong in this movie. It's funny though, because a lot of people complained about the 2014 version of Godzilla, where people would complain about the cutaways from Godzilla or not seeing the monster enough until the end of the film. And to me, it feels like this movie is kind of a response to those criticisms, because as soon as they get to Skull Island, probably even before they actually land on Skull Island, as you've seen in the trailers, you get to see Kong, and his introduction is pretty glorious. It's a really fun and exciting scene. So they make no mistakes of really trying to hide Kong in this film, and I think it works overall that they don't do that, and especially for the setting of this film being on an island as opposed to the idea of Godzilla being in a city, where you really do have to kind of focus a little bit more on the ancillary characters or the human characters. This film is able, because of its setting, I think, to really kind of just focus on these giant monsters, and they do a really good job of doing that. So I really enjoyed Kong Skull Island. It's definitely a movie that I will end up getting on Blu-ray and watching again. I look forward to seeing what else they do in this universe, because they've definitely established a cinematic universe. We know we're getting more with Godzilla 2, King of Monsters, and then we have the big matchup, Godzilla versus Kong in 2020. So they set it up nicely for that in this film as well. So that definitely got me excited. So I would give this movie just a straight solid B. So I'll give this an 80 out of 100. Definitely worth your time. Go check this one out. You won't be disappointed if you go in with the right mindset. So yeah, guys, go ahead and let me know what you thought of Kong Skull Island in the comments below. Go ahead, rate, like, subscribe, and share, and go ahead and check out my other dorks at MouthDork, at TheDiscoDork, and at Sidewalk Siren. And for me, I am the Turtle Dork, and with that, I'm out.